G'day viewers, the end of another week means it's time once more for Totally Fucked Up Friday, where I bring you stories from around the world proving that the world truly is totally fucked up. I'm going to start off with some stories that are based around Australia, with things that exhibit things that you really shouldn't say and do or allow online.
You talking about me again? You talking about me again?
Well, interestingly, in this case, for a change, no. But first up, the thing that you could be excused for thinking I'm talking about you is GOBS 2012.
80 cents a minute, it's good.
Yeah, GOBS. A really lovely bit of Australian slang for oral sex, as in you're having a bit of a gobble, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
good. You should do it.
Some teenage schoolgirls from Adelaide put a video on YouTube that, look, is not thought through, would be the most polite thing I could say.
Oh.
They've done what is obviously, in their mind, a comedic sketch, where they pretend they're part of an organisation that specialises in the GOBS, the gobbies, the swallowing of penis.
Yeah.
And they make jokes about how much they charge, their professional standards, yada, 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 yada. In the abstract, probably sounded really funny to them.
Probably funny. They've gone, Coney 2012, we should do Gobbies 2012.
Yeah, it hasn't really worked that much in their favour at all,
No.
really. But look, it's simply not thought through in my point of view. And, you know, teenagers not thinking things through, that's all about the internet. Because prior to the internet...
Never happened.
Not once.
No.
In all of recorded history, prior to the internet...
Never.
Teenagers never did anything that really was not a very good idea.
No, they were always brilliant.
But anyway, and
You talk to your grandparents about this, they'll tell you.
The grandparents never did anything wrong.
Yeah, my grandparents told me that when I was their age, they were already at war. And that was from 9 till about 35.
The well-known war of "you're not good enough to lick my boots."
Yeah.
They were from the first AIF making younger generations feel bad brigade.
Yeah. Very, very brave people.
But look, for the girls in question, they're being told, ruined your life, your reputation. Look,
your reputation's gone, you hoes.
No one outside of your immediate circle of friends and acquaintances is even going to remember this in a couple of weeks.
No.
And if you're anything like
I'm
me...
going to try to remember it, and I won't be able to.
If you're anything like me, when you leave school, you'll never see those losers again. Ever. Anyway.
I know.
And assuming you don't want to go into politics, the chances of this affecting your adult life are really close to zero.
Quite minimal. I've done some things that should affect my adult life, and they don't.
They're in sealed court records.
I know! Not very sealed, though, because when you get arrested again, they unseal them pretty quick.
But what blows my mind is sort of
Unfair.
abusing kids for being short-sighted, when in the same week, an adult who was the head of a corporation has been dumped in 20 different kinds of shit of his own making, when it was revealed he quite regularly posted on Facebook a whole range of sexist, racist, obnoxious, narcissistic bullshit. The most notable to me was he posts a photo of Oprah and the Australian Prime Minister and posts, "Look out, a nigger and a bogan."
Oh, the hilarity. Oh, the japery.
It's funny.
Oh, the funny.
Because it's racist. But of course...
And it takes down bitches as well.
I know.
Oh, God, yes.
He had an excuse for not being racist. He
did
proves he's not racist
good.
because his housekeeper's Asian.
Oh, well, that's it then. It's
Yeah.
all good.
And
don't worry about it.
It's not. It's
I see an
perfect
Indian
defense.
bloke across the road. I'm good.
Yeah, and I could never be accused of being sexist or racist because I spend a lot of time watching porn that has Asian women in it.
You are so not racist. He is so not racist.
So politically
He's
correct.
doing it all the time.
Look, the idea of these
He's
people...
such no racism. He's like across brotherhood or sisterhood or coffee tables anyway.
Yeah.
I
And,
went on a sex tour, therefore I'm good too.
yeah, that was cultural awareness raising.
Hey.
It wasn't sick, perverted sex tour of underprivileged country.
And
it
children.
It was
What?
not somewhere I wanted to go. But look,
You didn't go, I asked. You said, no, I don't want to go.
I really didn't. So, look, I, personally, am never going to be the public face of any major company, okay? The things I do online, I actually made a specific judgment. I don't give a fuck if this affects my employment future. For the first 18 months, I was very sort of circumspect, and I wore a mask. I had this plausible deniability.
Yes.
But at a certain point, I made a decision, you know what? If someone can't separate the fact that I'm playing a character from real life, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to work with or for them. But I know I'm not going to be the fucking face of a major company.
I try to be all the time, and
does.
they say no.
No.
But I'm going to keep trying to be the face of a major corporation. Hey, you should drink our stuff. It's good and that. Or you should dial our service. It's got GOBS in.
Yeah.
You like it?
On the plus side, what could work for
I should be
AZ
in ads.
No, you could be. We've got a track record of promoting the differently abled in high up in very valuable companies.
We do, actually.
Look at Clive Palmer.
Look at Clive-O.
If he can get out there, anyone
can. He makes me cry at night because I think I can try a little harder, camper.
Yeah, look, and honestly, this guy's name's Ben Polis, and if you want to read the train wreck that he's become, there's some links down below to some stories where it turns out that his whole company is run in God knows what way, that's been investigated left, right and centre for not quite above board dealings. But look, in his defence, with the ridiculous shit he posted online, I don't think he would ever have expected to be taken seriously for doing that. But look, in this week's case of most stupid thing put out by someone who expects to be taken seriously, there's an article in the New York Times from a guy who was actually an advisor in the early part of the Bush administration on cybersecurity, talking about the big threats to cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. Richard Clark taking it down.
Yeah. He points out a lot of hacking and similar type things are coming out of China.
And it would.
Yeah, this is a true thing. All sorts of shenanigans coming out of there. And then he goes on to say the dumbest things imaginable. He's essentially saying, hey, customs stops physical things at the border. So Department of Homeland Security should basically do the same thing, where they should inspect all the data going in and out of the US for stolen secrets.
Yep.
Putting aside that that's both logically and logistically impossible,
I don't know.
he then goes one step further and says the US should be looking at just all internet data all around the world in the name of saying we should know if you stole that from us.
Yes, we should know if we stole that from you, AZ. Are you looking at porn again? You stole it from us. You can't have it.
This guy,
because you'll get a little package in the mail saying your internet was opened by the customs and you're not allowed to have it.
I've had those letters. They're really disturbing. Not on the internet, in real life when customs opens your package. But it's not the same. It doesn't work. The terabytes of data flying around every second, and this fuckwit expects to be taken seriously by saying, well, that should be inspected. And he says stuff that is somewhere on the spectrum of deliberate lies and too stupid for words, like saying, oh, there was a case where an American arms manufacturer, someone in the Pentagon detected an attack coming from China designed to steal documents from an arms manufacturer. Oh, and they just had to tell the company there's nothing else they could do. First, the concept that you can actually see an attack and know its intention is not real, and it's happening down a fibre optic line at the speed of light, so you can't see it and then do something. And the idea that, oh, it was down to this poor arms manufacturer to have some security.
Poor arms manufacturer.
Who expects arms manufacturers to have any security?
They don't.
They don't.
You can just walk in and say, I'd like a cannon, please.
It's just, look, this guy is either so stupid that he should just be pitied, or such a blatant, egregious liar that he should be just cast out into the wilderness somewhere and never allowed to speak ever again.
Angry, you're so harsh.
I am. And one of the bits that made me harsh, one of the stupidest things he wrote in this column was, oh, the Obama administration are too scared of the perception of spying and infringing personal rights to do anything.
Seek the birth certificate. Seek the birth certificate.
Anything apart from SOPA, PIPA, CISPA, ACTA, the TPP. There's like the legislation for spying and blocking stuff and censoring stuff in the name of cybersecurity. It doesn't stop. The concept of saying they're too scared to do it, it's just the opposite of reality. And look, okay, if you want to get freaked out a bit, more links down below to stories of government activities that should be freaking you right out. But just read this article. The stupidity in this article, oh, it blows my mind.
Listen, matey, the internet is a series of tubes. It's not like you can back your truck up and get the internet on. Is it?
Apparently this guy does think it's a truck, so customs can just lift up the flap and inspect it, and it's just that easy.
Ooh, nuclear secrets. I like it. Yes, well, consequences will never be the same.
That should be the Department of Homeland Security's official motto, I think.
Consequences will never be the same. I know 3 things.
Oh. You know what I want to do to this guy as punishment, actually, for people this stupid?
What?
Drop him in the Australian outback.
Oh, that'd be harsh.
That's like home of things that want to kill you.
Pretty much, yes.
Which is pretty much all of Australia.
Pretty much, yes.
Can't illustrate it better than a story that came out this week where snakes on a plane.
Booyah!
Happened for real. Some poor bastard flying into Darwin.
As you do.
Which is like Australia's Louisiana. It's just full of shit that wants to kill you. Wildlife.
Yeah. Crocodiles.
They talk a bit funny too.
And the people there all have more guns than anyone else.
Yeah. So this guy's flying his as a freight transport. Fortunately, not a passenger transport.
Ah.
And a snake comes out of the dash, out of his control panel. He's flying. That's not supposed to be there.
No.
And so he tells the tower there's a snake.
It's badger, badger, badger.
And the other bit that cracked me up is apparently his communication with the tower was somewhat fraught, because where the snake came out was right next to the button he had to push to talk to the tower.
You just open the window and yell. You wouldn't bother with the radio.
I would open the window and scream like a little girl.
Well, yes. That too.
And the freakiest bit of this story is he manages to land, and then, if he's anything like me, run off the plane and go, snake, 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 snake. And you read the casualness of the response from the Darwin airport. We've got a chap who's an air traffic controller and a snake handler.
Yes. We've found it's necessary over the years.
Bob over there, airplane mechanic and crocodile handler.
We've got another one for you.
And they couldn't find it. They went onto the plane to get the snake off the plane, and they couldn't find it. And so now the plane is not flying again until they can find it. They're using a live mouse as bait to try and trap the snake. It's just like, at a certain point, if I was a snake handler, I'd just have a snake in my back pocket and go, found it, there you go, safe, fuck it, I don't fly it anyway.
Mass destruction,
yeah.
Look. Quickly invade the plane.
The only bit that makes me sad is there's no record as to whether or not the pilot screamed down at the air traffic control, I want this motherfucking snake off my motherfucking plane.
Because, you know, at some point, that's got to be real.
It's got to be. That's the first thing I'd say.
I just love the idea of a plane sitting in the middle of Darwin Airport. Why aren't we moving that plane? Because there's a snake on it. Oh, can't the pilot said.
Yeah. No one's getting on the motherfucking snake plane.
I need to get some stuff off the plane. No, you don't.
It's just like, and as if it's not bad enough that the stuff in the wild wants to kill you, a lot of people choose to keep them as pets.
Why?
Various
would you do that?
Spiders and snakes, and you know, and like in case sometimes people say, well, you can't have a poisonous snake as a pet.
Oh, that
makes it easy. So you can have a python. What could possibly go wrong with having a python as a pet?
Turns out,
this week, some paramedics got turned out. This is suburban Melbourne now. This is not Darwin. This is not the far north. This is not the wilds. This is suburban Melbourne.
This is the coffee and mink coats capital of Australia. This is what's winter time. We've got to go inside and turn the heating on.
Yeah. So they open the door to an emergency call to find this kid with a 1.5 metre python wrapped so tightly around his arm, his hands going black. And they're not racist. It wasn't a black kid. They weren't confused.
Just actual black.
It was a white kid whose hand's turning black because of the snake on his arm. And the paramedics described it as quote-unquote harrowing, but apparently the snake just went...
It's too difficult to spell. Yeah!
How many R's are there? And
Anyway.
There's 2 in harrowing, we don't know how many in...
Oh, just put that.
So they did manage to get it off, and he's got puncture wounds in his arm from where the snake bit him, just for shits and giggles.
Because you can. I have a go.
It's just like... Why? They were just trying to feed the snake and it went him and he's had it for ages. I just think, yeah, you should have got Harry Potter in to talk past the mouth. I think the answer would have been, because fuck him, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. I'm allowed to do certain things.
He always takes me out and shows him to his friends. Oh, I got a snake. He's not going to be so fucking smug next time he comes round, is he? Okay, that's it. Australia, where everything wants to kill you, and occasionally some people are stupid enough to forget that.